When you look at your birth year, you probably see nothing more than a date, a simple marker of time, a number that tells the world how old you are. But ancient Eastern wisdom has always suggested something far deeper. Time is not just a sequence of years, it is vibration. Every number carries an energetic imprint, and the final digit of your birth year is not random. It is the closing note of the year you entered this world, the energetic signature that whispers clues about your destiny. According to ancient philosophical traditions, the universe operates through patterns. Planets move in cycles, seasons change in rhythm. Even your breath flows in waves. Numbers are part of that same rhythm. They are not just symbols invented by humans. They are reflections of cosmic order. When you were born, the year itself carried a vibration, and the last digit concentrated that vibration into a single energetic tone. If your birth year ends in 0 or 1, you entered the world during a cycle of new beginnings. These digits carry the vibration of leadership and initiation. You are someone who feels restless when life becomes stagnant. Deep inside, you crave movement. You may have noticed that you often find yourself starting over. New paths, new goals, new identities. This is not instability, it is alignment. Your soul came here to initiate change. If your birth year ends in 2 or 3, your energy is relational and expressive. The vibration of these digits is softer, more intuitive. You are deeply affected by the emotional climate around you. Harmony matters to you more than you admit. You might struggle when relationships feel tense or disconnected. But your gift is connection. You sense what others feel. You translate emotions into words, art, compassion, or guidance. If your birth year ends in 4 or 5, your vibration is transformation through structure. These digits carry the frequency of growth through experience. You are not meant to live a simple life. Challenges seem to find you, but each one strengthens your foundation. Where others collapse, you rebuild. Where others fear change, you eventually master it. Your destiny involves movement, travel, learning, and reshaping your environment. If your birth year ends in 6 or 7, your energy is deeply spiritual. Even if you don't consider yourself religious, there is something within you that questions reality. You observe life from a distance sometimes. You analyze meaning. You search for truth beneath appearances. You may feel misunderstood because your inner world is so vast, but that inner world is your compass. It guides you toward wisdom. If your birth year ends in 8 or 9, your vibration carries power and completion. These digits symbolize cycles ending and karmic lessons surfacing. You may have felt mature from a young age. Responsibility often found you early. There is strength in you, but also sensitivity to injustice. Your path is about learning how to use power with awareness, not dominance, but influence guided by conscience. Yet the digit alone is only the doorway. What truly matters is how it interacts with your choices. Ancient teachings never claimed that numbers control you. Instead, they suggest that numbers reveal tendencies. They illuminate patterns you might already feel but never understood. Think about your struggles. Have they followed a theme? Leadership conflicts, relationship patterns, constant reinvention, deep introspection, or lessons about power? The last digit of your birth year may be quietly confirming what your heart has always known. When you begin to see this, something shifts. You stop asking, "Why does this always happen to me?" And you start asking, "What is this teaching me?" That shift alone changes your destiny. Because destiny, in Eastern philosophy, is not a fixed road. It is a field of potential shaped by awareness. The vibration of your digit influences how you love. Some digits love through protection. Others love through communication. Some love through freedom. Others love through depth. When you understand your vibration, you stop trying to love like someone else. You honor your natural rhythm. It also influences how you heal. A person with a grounding digit may heal through routine and discipline. A person with a fluid digit may heal through expression and emotional release. A spiritually inclined digit may heal through solitude and reflection. Your healing method is not random. It aligns with your energetic imprint. And perhaps most importantly, your digit influences how you grow. Growth for some is explosive and visible. For others, it is quiet and internal. Some grow by building. Others grow by letting go. When you compare your path to someone else's, you create unnecessary suffering. But when you understand your vibration, comparison dissolves. Imagine for a moment that the universe left a subtle clue in your birth date, not to control you, but to remind you of who you already are. Imagine that every time you doubted yourself, that digit was still there, steady and unchanged, carrying the same vibration it carried the day you were born. This realization does not limit you. It liberates you. Because when you understand your energetic tendency, you gain choice. You can align with it consciously instead of fighting it unconsciously. And that alignment is where clarity begins. But the deeper truth is this. The last digit of your birth year is not just about personality traits. It is about cycles. Each digit represents a stage in a larger spiritual progression. From initiation to connection, from structure to transformation, from introspection to power, the digits form a wheel. And your position on that wheel suggests what your soul came here to explore. When you look back at your life, you may begin to see patterns that match your digit's vibration. The leadership struggles, the emotional lessons, the constant reinventions, the spiritual awakenings, the power dynamics. They were not accidents, they were invitations. And that is when you begin to realize that the last digit was never random. It was the beginning of this recognition that nothing about you is accidental, not your strengths, not your struggles, not even the timing of your arrival into this world. The universe does not operate through randomness. It operates through resonance. And resonance connects energy to experience. Think back to the moments when you felt most aligned, when your decisions flowed effortlessly, when your actions felt natural instead of forced. Those moments were not lucky accidents. They were glimpses of you living in harmony with your vibration. When your choices match your energetic tone, resistance decreases. Life may still challenge you, but the struggle feels purposeful rather than confusing. Many people spend years trying to imitate someone else's path. A harmonizing soul attempts to dominate. A leadership-driven soul suppresses initiative. A seeker forces extroversion. A transformer clings to stability. The result is exhaustion. But once you understand your core vibration, you release the pressure to become something misaligned. If your digit carries initiating energy, your fulfillment will always be connected to creation. You must start something. A project, a movement, a conversation, a shift within yourself. If you do not consciously initiate, life will force new beginnings upon you. That is how the vibration corrects imbalance. If your digit carries relational energy, your path will always circle back to connection. Isolation may teach you strength, but unity will teach you wisdom. You are meant to experience the mirror of other souls. Through them, you refine compassion and boundaries. If your digit carries transformative energy, stagnation will feel unbearable. Change is not chaos for you, it is oxygen. When you resist growth, discomfort intensifies until you move again. The lesson is not to fear change, but to direct it consciously. If your digit carries contemplative energy, silence is sacred. Your insight deepens when you withdraw from noise. Others may misunderstand your need for space, but within that stillness, you access clarity that many never reach. If your digit carries power and completion, responsibility is your classroom. You may attract positions of influence or situations that require strength beyond your comfort zone. The lesson is balance, strength without hardness, authority without ego. These archetypal patterns are not boxes. They are lenses. They help you interpret your experiences with awareness instead of confusion. And awareness is transformative. Imagine viewing your past not as a series of random events, but as a carefully arranged sequence of lessons aligned with your vibration. The heartbreak that taught empathy, the failure that built resilience, the solitude that awakened insight, the responsibility that shaped maturity. Suddenly, your story feels intentional. Even your fears begin to make sense. Fear often points toward growth. The leader fears inadequacy because leadership is their calling. The harmonizer fears rejection because connection is their path. The transformer fears loss because change defines their evolution. The seeker fears meaninglessness because truth is their anchor. The power carrier fears vulnerability because strength is their lesson. When you confront these fears consciously, your vibration stabilizes. It matures, and maturity shifts destiny. Because destiny is not pre-written in detail. It is shaped by how you respond to your energetic tendencies. You may now wonder, if my digit influences me so deeply, can I transcend it? The answer is yes, but not by rejecting it. You transcend a vibration by mastering it, by living its highest expression instead of its shadow. The shadow of leadership is arrogance. Its highest form is inspiration. The shadow of harmony is dependency. Its highest form is unity. The shadow of transformation is chaos. Its highest form is evolution. The shadow of contemplation is isolation. Its highest form is wisdom. The shadow of power is control. Its highest form is stewardship. When you choose the higher expression, your life begins to reflect clarity. Opportunities align, relationships shift, decisions feel grounded. You are no longer reacting blindly to patterns. You are guiding them. And here is the quiet truth few people realize. Once you become aware of your vibration, you begin influencing it consciously. Awareness refines frequency. Just as meditation steadies the mind, understanding steadies your energetic field. This is why the final digit of your birth year can feel shocking when you truly reflect on it. Not because it predicts your future, but because it describes your foundation so accurately that it feels as though the universe has been whispering to you all along. Look again at that number. Let it remind you that you are part of a larger rhythm, that your path, with all its twists and turns, carries coherence beneath the surface, that your challenges are not proof of failure, but evidence of refinement. And as this realization settles into your heart, you may begin to see your entire life differently, as if every chapter, every lesson, every unexpected turn was gently guiding you toward alignment with the vibration you were born under. A vibration that was quietly shaping your destiny from the very beginning, waiting for you to finally understand that the hidden clue was never hidden at all. It was simply written in the last digit of your birth year, inviting you to awaken. Inviting you to awaken. Awakening does not always arrive with noise. It rarely comes as a dramatic revelation that splits your life into before and after. More often, it begins as a subtle shift in perception. A quiet realization that the patterns you once called coincidence now seem intentional. That the repeated themes in your life were not punishments, but lessons encoded within your own energetic design. When you truly reflect on the last digit of your birth year, something begins to rearrange itself inside your awareness. You start noticing how certain experiences have followed you like a shadow. The leadership roles you kept stepping into, even when you tried to stay in the background. The emotional entanglements that forced you to understand love more deeply. The constant waves of change that reshaped your identity. The silent hunger for truth that isolated you from superficial conversations. The recurring encounters with responsibility, power, or influence that tested your integrity. These patterns are not accidents. They are echoes of your foundational vibration. Ancient Eastern philosophy teaches that energy seeks expression. It moves, expands, and reveals itself through experience. If your vibration carries the frequency of initiation, you may feel uncomfortable in environments where nothing evolves. You are meant to spark motion. Even when you resist that role, circumstances eventually push you into it. Not because life is unfair, but because stagnation contradicts your energetic nature. If your vibration carries relational sensitivity, your greatest awakenings likely came through connection and loss. You learned that love is not possession, but reflection. That harmony requires boundaries. That empathy must be balanced with self-respect. Each emotional experience refined your heart, teaching you how to love without dissolving yourself. For those aligned with transformation, life may have felt unstable at times. But instability was never your enemy. It was your teacher. Each disruption stripped away illusions, revealing resilience you did not know you possessed. Where others saw chaos, you eventually discovered growth. Where others feared change, you adapted and evolved. If contemplation defines your vibration, your journey may have unfolded internally. While others chased external milestones, you questioned meaning. You searched for depth in conversations. You withdrew from noise to understand truth. Your awakening did not depend on applause. It depended on clarity. And for those whose vibration carries power and completion, life may have confronted you with responsibility earlier than expected. You may have felt older than your years. You may have sensed that your decisions carried weight. The lesson was never dominance. It was stewardship, learning how to hold influence with humility. As you observe these themes, something powerful happens. Self-blame dissolves. Instead of asking, "Why is my life so complicated?" you begin asking, What is this vibration teaching me? That shift alone transforms suffering into insight. In many Eastern teachings, destiny is not a rigid script. It is a field of probabilities shaped by awareness. Your birth year's final digit does not imprison you. It describes your starting frequency. Like a musical note, it sets the tone. But how you compose the melody remains your choice. When you ignore your vibration, friction increases. You may force yourself into roles that feel unnatural. You may pursue ambitions that exhaust rather than fulfill you. You may compare your path to someone else's and feel inadequate. Yet once you align with your energetic tone, effort becomes purposeful. Consider how different vibrations approach ambition. An initiating energy thrives when building something new. A relational energy thrives when collaborating. A transformative energy thrives when innovating and adapting. A contemplative energy thrives when researching and understanding. A power-centered energy thrives when guiding and organizing. None is superior. Each is essential. Even your reaction to conflict reveals your vibration. Some confront directly. Some mediate quietly. Some withdraw to analyze. Some reshape the environment entirely. Some assert authority. These responses are not random personality quirks. They are energetic tendencies seeking balance. Balance is the key word here. Every vibration has a shadow and a higher expression. Leadership can become control. Sensitivity can become dependency. Transformation can become chaos. Contemplation can become isolation. Power can become arrogance. Awareness allows you to choose the higher expression instead of falling into the shadow. And this is where the deeper shock begins to unfold. The last digit of your birth year may not only describe your tendencies, it may reveal why certain people enter your life. Often, opposites attract because they balance each other's shadows. The initiator meets the harmonizer. The transformer meets the stabilizer. The seeker meets the grounded realist. The power carrier meets the gentle empath. Through these encounters, growth accelerates. You begin to see that relationships were never random. They were catalysts. Think about the people who changed you the most. Did they challenge your weaknesses? Did they amplify your strengths? Did they force you to confront fears you avoided? Their presence likely resonated with your vibration, either harmonizing with it or pushing it toward maturity. This understanding softens resentment. Instead of labeling past experiences as mistakes, you begin seeing them as alignment. Even pain served a purpose. Even endings were initiations into a new cycle. Cycles are central to ancient wisdom. Numbers move in loops, not straight lines. After 9, the sequence returns to 0. This reminds us that life constantly renews itself. You may revisit similar themes across decades, but each time with deeper understanding. Your vibration remains constant, but your awareness evolves. As awareness evolves, destiny transforms. You might start noticing subtle synchronicities, opportunities that align perfectly with your strengths, conversations that answer silent questions, moments of clarity that feel timed rather than accidental. These are signs of alignment, not magic tricks. When your inner frequency stabilizes, your outer world begins reflecting coherence. This is why understanding your birth year's final digit feels so powerful. It provides language for what you have always sensed. It confirms that your path has structure beneath its unpredictability. Yet the greatest revelation is this: you are not separate from the universe's rhythm. The same patterns that govern seasons and stars operate within you. Your digit is a small reflection of that vast design. When you accept this, comparison loses its grip. You no longer envy another person's timeline. You recognize that your vibration requires specific experiences. Some lessons take longer because they refine deeper layers. Some successes arrive later because they demand maturity first. Patience becomes easier when you understand your energetic curriculum. You may even begin guiding others differently. Instead of giving advice based solely on your own path, you recognize that their vibration differs from yours. What empowered you may overwhelm them. What challenged you may stabilize them. Wisdom grows from this awareness. And as this realization deepens, you sense that your birth year was never just a calendar mark. It was a subtle alignment between your soul and a specific moment in time. A convergence of cycles that prepared you for a particular journey. The shock is not that a number predicts your future. The shock is that it reflects your past so accurately that you can no longer ignore the pattern. When you look again at that final digit, you may feel a quiet gratitude. Gratitude for the lessons. Gratitude for the refinement. Gratitude for the unseen structure guiding your growth. Because the universe does not shout its guidance. It whispers through patterns. And once you recognize the whisper, you realize that your life has always been in conversation with something larger than chance. Something precise, something rhythmic, something that placed a subtle clue at the end of your birth year and waited patiently for you to finally see it. There's something incredibly precise about your life, something rhythmic, something that placed a subtle clue at the very end of your birth year and waited patiently for you to finally see it. And once you truly see it, you can't unsee it. This awareness starts changing how you interpret even the smallest moments. You begin to recognize that your reactions aren't just random impulses, but reflections of your unique energetic tone. When you're faced with uncertainty, do you instinctively step forward, or do you pause and observe? When someone challenges you, do you defend, harmonize, withdraw, transform the situation, or assert control? These responses form a pattern, and patterns reveal a design. The final digit of your birth year becomes a lens. Through that lens, you begin to reinterpret your past. Situations that once felt unfair start to look purposeful. Delays that frustrated you begin to look protective. Failures that wounded your confidence start to look like important redirections. The vibration wasn't punishing you, it was preparing you. Preparation is often misunderstood. We assume it should feel smooth and supportive. But in truth, preparation often feels like resistance. If your vibration carries leadership, preparation might look like repeated tests of your courage. If your vibration carries harmony, it might look like emotional turbulence that forces you to strengthen your boundaries. If your vibration is about transformation, preparation can appear as instability that pushes you far beyond your comfort zone. If it's about contemplation, preparation might resemble solitude that sharpens your perception. And if it carries power, preparation may come through responsibility that demands unwavering integrity. Each and every experience was shaping your capacity. Capacity is what determines how much of your destiny you can actually hold. Without capacity, even a great opportunity becomes overwhelming. So many people pray for expansion, but then resist the very refinement required to sustain it. Your vibration ensures that this refinement happens, whether you consciously embrace it or unconsciously resist it. When you begin cooperating with your energetic tone instead of fighting against it, your growth accelerates. And cooperation doesn't mean surrendering your free will. It means choosing actions that are aligned with your true nature. A leader aligns by initiating constructive change instead of waiting passively. A harmonizer aligns by communicating their truth instead of constantly avoiding conflict. A transformer aligns by directing change intentionally instead of just reacting impulsively. A contemplative soul aligns by sharing their insight instead of hiding in silence. And a power-centered soul aligns by guiding responsibly instead of trying to dominate. Alignment creates momentum, and momentum changes how the universe responds to you. In Eastern philosophy, it's often said that when the inner world stabilizes, the outer world reorganizes. This isn't some mystical exaggeration. It's psychological and energetic coherence. When your actions match your vibration, your decisions become clearer. That clarity reduces hesitation. Reduced hesitation increases consistency. And consistency builds results. Results reinforce belief, and belief shapes destiny. You might notice that once you accept your energetic blueprint, envy starts to fade. You stop measuring yourself against timelines that were never designed for you in the first place. Some vibrations require patience before visible success emerges. Others experience rapid beginnings but must learn endurance. Some thrive in collaboration, while others thrive independently. Each path has its own unique rhythm. Rhythm is essential. A heartbeat that races constantly leads to collapse. A heartbeat that never accelerates can't sustain life. The balance between action and stillness depends on your energetic tone. Understanding the final digit of your birth year helps you regulate that rhythm. There's also a deeper layer that many people overlook. Your vibration doesn't just influence your personal life, it shapes your contribution to the world. A leader inspires courage in others. A harmonizer restores peace where tension exists. A transformer introduces innovation and evolution. A contemplative illuminates truth and perspective. A power carrier establishes order and direction for everyone. When you embrace your vibration consciously, you naturally begin serving others without forcing it. Your presence becomes stabilizing instead of reactive. Your words carry weight because they come from a place of authenticity. Your actions feel grounded because they reflect a deep self-understanding. And this is where the shock truly settles in. You realize that the digit you ignored for years has been quietly describing your entire pattern of growth. It has explained your strengths, your blind spots, your recurring lessons, and even your deepest desires. It has been a silent mirror, reflecting who you are in the process of becoming. But there's still one final truth to understand. Your birth year's last digit marks the beginning of a cycle, not its conclusion. Cycles repeat. Lessons return in more refined forms. As you mature, your vibration expresses itself at higher and higher levels. Leadership becomes mentorship. Harmony becomes wisdom. Transformation becomes mastery. Contemplation becomes guidance. Power becomes legacy. Legacy isn't about fame. It's about influence. Every vibration leaves an imprint long after the actions themselves have faded. The leader's courage inspires future initiators. The harmonizer's compassion softens hardened hearts. The transformer's resilience empowers adaptation. The contemplative's insight shapes understanding. The power carrier's integrity builds foundations that others can rely on for years to come. When you see your life through this lens, regret begins to soften. Even your mistakes contributed to your refinement. Even the wrong turns clarified your direction. Nothing was wasted. Everything was shaping the expression of your vibration. Take a moment now to just reflect quietly. Consider your final digit. Notice what themes arise in your memory. Notice the lessons that keep repeating. Notice the qualities that people consistently associate with you. These observations are clues. They confirm the resonance. And if doubt appears, just remember this. Awareness itself is awakening. The very fact that you're questioning your energetic blueprint means you're ready to refine it. Growth always begins with curiosity. The universe rarely hands us answers directly. It hides them in symbols, patterns, and cycles. Your birth year's last digit is one of those symbols, simple on the surface, but profound beneath it. From this point forward, you might start seeing your choices differently. Instead of asking what others expect of you, you might ask what aligns with you. Instead of trying to force outcomes, you might cultivate a state of readiness. Instead of resisting those recurring lessons, you might engage with them consciously. And as you do, something subtle but undeniable will shift. Life will feel less accidental, less chaotic, more intentional. The whisper becomes clearer. You were not born at a random moment. You entered during a precise energetic window. That window carried a tone. That tone shaped your early tendencies. Those tendencies shaped your experiences. Those experiences shaped your awareness. And now, your awareness shapes your destiny. The last digit of your birth year didn't predict who you would become. It revealed the frequency you were meant to refine. The rest has always depended on your willingness to grow. So the next time someone asks your birth year, you may still answer casually. But inside, you'll know something deeper. You'll know that hidden within that final digit is a quiet story of evolution. A reminder that your struggles were structured, that your strengths were intentional, that your path carries a coherence beyond what logic alone can see. And perhaps that is the true awakening. Not superstition, not blind belief, but recognition. Recognition that your life has always moved in rhythm with something greater. Recognition that the clue was never meant to control you, only to guide you. Recognition that destiny is not written in rigid detail, but in vibration. A vibration that began the moment you arrived. A vibration that has shaped every chapter since. And a vibration that, once understood, empowers you to walk forward with clarity, confidence, and a profound sense of alignment with the unseen rhythm that has always been guiding you. Thank you for watching.